Hello everyone and welcome back to the X-Ring. So what today's video is about is the new Safran Vectronix, the Vector-X. Guys, there's no way to do this in one video, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it up into two parts. This video here, I'll speak rather quickly. I will talk about the unit, give you a broad overview, and then right after that, there's another separate video. I'll put it afterwards on recommended, and it will be a 20-minute long comprehensive review of the Vector-X. So let's go ahead and get started. Safran Vectronix, it's a Swiss company with over 100 years of experience. Most of the stuff that they do is for the military. For warfighters, you guys that have seen action, you've probably used some of the Safran Vectronix stuff. They do everything from target acquisition to thermals to laser range finding stuff that's just out of this world, the cost of a small house. So when I heard that they were coming out with the Vector-X and a line of basically binoculars, fortunately for me, they did reach out to me at SHOT Show and asked me if I wanted to beta test the new units that would be coming out. So I've had these units for a little over a month now. I've been using them every day, and I want to give you my evaluation of them. I'll go over the key points and things that you need to know about the new Reticles as well as the Vector-X binoculars. So what we're going to do is start at the bottom with the Reticles. Basically it comes in this Cordura case here. You have MOLLE on the back, you have clips on the side to be able to have a good case with MOLLE on the front, and it is a set of binoculars. These are not range finding, these are the Reticles, and you can get these in 8 power or 10 power. Price point's going to be right at $1,200. They are a great quality, up-armored set of binos, extremely clear, and they do have on the outside here, you actually have the option to run flip-up caps which will come with it. Those come off very easily. You can also run ARDs if you so choose. It also comes with eyepiece covers as well as standoffs on the eyepiece covers themselves. You have independent adjustability on left, right side focus, and a metal center knob here with a harness which it comes with, basically a neck loop. And you know, one of the biggest things about it is they give you an attach point here that you can unscrew, and it will give you the ability to run a 1/4x20, or if you want to buy an aftermarket mount like an ARCA from either Area 419 or Really Right Stuff, they have those. These will have the optional reticles in them. Those optional reticles are basically going to be the SMR and DMR. More on that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and get into the Vector-X's. All right, so the Vector-X's are going to ship with the same case. We've already gone over that. But you also, on the inside of this case, you also have a side pocket that can hold your Kestrel. So that's a really nice addition. You also have some inserts here to be able to hold batteries, as well as turning this into a range card. So basically, you can have this along your shooting side, and you can look here and see what you need to see. They also incorporated quiet buckle closures for opening and closing. So let's go ahead and get into the binos themselves. So on the Vector-X, guys, these are available in 3 different magnifications. You're going to have 8x, 10x, or 12x. You have to choose which one you want. What we're going to do is we are going to start at the front, work our way to the back, and we'll go from there. So these are the supplied flip-up caps. These work really, really well. They will protect those lenses. One of the things I don't like about them is it doesn't take a lot of effort to pull these off, and I've actually found these in the bottom of the case when I was just trying to pull it out of there. I wish it was a little better in being held in instead of just the rubber tension there, but at least they are supplied and they do work. I could see you losing 1 or 2 of these though. You can get the anti-reflective devices. That's going to be an additional about $300 from Tenebrex. Those will be the honeycomb ends on there. On the end right here, you're going to have a tethered battery cap. One of the beauties of this, guys, is it does use CR123As. You're not going to be using CR2s. And if you want to use the 18650 rechargeable batteries, it does ship with an extended battery cap. It does stick out, so if you're used to setting these down, it will actually teeter back a little bit. But this retained cable actually clips on with a little plastic clip that goes around the neck of the battery compartment cover. That way you don't lose it, and it does have a steel cable. So having the ability to have 2 batteries is really nice, or running that 18650 because you have a much longer run time. These are still that up-armored construction, and you still have the eyepieces. The eye cups are a little bit shorter than on the Reticles, but the fit, the feel, the size, these are great, guys. It's a perfect size in my opinion. I did opt for the 10 power as opposed to the 8 or 12, and that's because of the field of view. So on 10 power, you're looking at about 333 feet at 1,000 yards for field of view. When you go to the 8 powers, you're going to be looking at about 390 feet, and I think it's 290 something if you go down to the 12 power. So you choose what you like, but you do have the option of reticles, and this is where I'm going to talk about. Make sure you know what you want first. So the Vectronix can be ordered in all three of the magnifications in either an SMR or a DMR reticle. If you never plan on using the range enhancers or the range extenders, then you can go with an SMR. It is a very simple reticle. You can see it right here, guys. It will give you all of your milling options and being able to spot and make those corrections off of the reticle itself. These are range enhancers that screw on to the end of the objective itself. These are all 42 millimeter objectives. And what that will do is it will allow you to add 40% to your power range. So 8s become 11, 10s become 14s, and 12s become, I don't know, 16 or something like that. So having that ability to do that makes it really nice. But remember, just like your second focal plane versus first focal plane scopes, when you do that to a fixed power reticle, now our scale is going to be off. And so that's why they do the DMR. So if you're using this without the enhancers, you'll use the left side reticle. If you add the enhancers, you'll use the right side reticle. Now, as far as the actual function of the laser range-finding binoculars, they tout about 7,000 yards of range. The furthest thing I've been able to range in the conditions that I was in was right at 4,000 yards. I did compare that with everything from the Geovids to the older SIG, Kilo 3000s to the newer 10Ks. None of those would go beyond about 3,000 yards on that particular day. So with Safran and their technology with laser range finding, you can guarantee that if there is a way to get reflectivity on that target, you probably will with these. Guys, like I said, this is really their first introduction into the consumer market, other than the Terrapins or the PLRs, the PLRFs, if you've ever used any of those. Those are outstanding laser range finding binoculars, but the price has always been very high, and unless you're in the military, you don't see a lot of those floating around, although they are available in the consumer market. The beauty of these units are the laser range finding feature. So on the right side, you actually have your lays, and on the left side, you actually have a 5-way D-pad controller. Guys, you have everything in there. Everything is at your fingertips. It does have the applied ballistics integrated into it. The software for the integration on your smartphone is second to none. It's one of the easiest ones I've ever used. And in that app on your phone, you'll be able to do everything from calibrate muzzle velocity to calibrate DSF. You can take photos of those, of your profiles, and you can send those profiles directly to the actual Vectronixes themselves. Guys, these things really work. So far, in trying them out over the last month, they've been really spot on. The holds are super, super fast. But let's talk about more of the features that are within the Vectronix. So on the main menu, you actually have a lot of options. At the very top, you can kind of work your way over to the right, and you're gonna see things like your profiles, you're gonna see your target cards, you're gonna see the adjustments for your settings, and it makes it super, super nice, super fast. Everything's very intuitive, and you're not trying to search around. I know in the previous generations of like the Terrapins and those, that you had a 1-button controller and you had to remember on how many sequences you needed to hit the button, 3 times or 6 times. This one doesn't take a lot of learning to learn how to use it. It's super easy. They have shortcuts. So like if you needed to Bluetooth, you can actually just press and hold the left button and that goes straight to your Bluetooth menu. You can go far right and it goes to a target card. Target card is one of those things that I was most excited about. So for you guys that might be NRL Hunter series shooters, it is so easy and so fast to hit multiple targets and assign them to those target locations. And you can pull up the target card within the actual HUD itself, and it is super fast on those holdovers. Guys, as far as integration, these will work with all of your other items such as your Kestrels, your 901s, and it's not out yet, but it will have the NFC where you can send it to your eDope if you wanted to set up a target card there that you've built on the profile here. That is up and coming. I did talk to the engineers about that. It's just not live yet. As far as the clarity of the binos, guys, you're not going to be disappointed at all. They are super clear. The reticle is very easy to use. However, it does remind me more of a military style reticle. Price point on these are going to be about $2,800 on the 8 power and the 10 power, and it's going to be $2,900 for the 12 power. So I hope you guys enjoyed that quick review. Check out the long review, and we'll talk to you on the next one. You guys have a great one.